If today someone was going to apply for the vacation schemes, let's say from a second year, third year law school, what advice would you have, like as far as strategies are concerned, or some heads up as to what all things to look forward to, or what all things to prepare in advance?
Yeah, I guess the first and foremost point would be uh, don't at all feel insecure,
Right.
right? Don't think I'm applying from a second tier, third tier law school, whatever that means. I mean, I don't think there are any tiers in
Mm-hmm.
law school. A student is who they are on by their own merit and not by the merit of the institution at all.
Right.
So don't have it in your head that what institution that I belong to. You're not representing your institution, you're representing yourself, right?
Right.
So have that initial confidence that my application can be and will be successful when it competes with anyone else in the country, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the first thing of having a degree of self-confidence.
Right.
The second thing is, uh, you know, every law student's experience is very unique in law school. So
Mm-hmm.
try to reflect what you have done that you think that others have not done, right?
Right.
So
Right.
for instance, for me, I was exceptionally lucky to have worked with an international law firm prior to applying for my vacation scheme applications.
Yeah.
And in my head, I thought that this is this one thing that I have that I feel other applicants would not have. That
Mm-hmm.
I could say that because I have worked at an international law firm before, I know how it works and I would be comfortable in that environment. Therefore, I would be a better candidate than the
Mm-hmm.
other applicants, right?
Right.
For me, it was my work experience. For someone else, it could be being a class representative or being having some other work experience at an NGO, for instance,
Yeah.
where they were able to reflect their skills. But have the ability to reflect on your own resume and think about what is the one thing that helps me stand apart. Uh,
Right.
and that is the second essential aspect. Because again, I was told by HR that, you know, Indian law students have this tendency of really being very involved in moots. So
Yeah.
invariably, she would get an application
Mm-hmm.
that would suggest that some sort of successful participation in moots has happened. So there's
Mm-hmm.
this one question about when have you reflected teamwork? How do you work well in a team? And people in skills sometimes, right, they work well in a team. And when they're asked to give an example of that, they automatically say moots,
Mm-hmm.
moot court,
Yeah.
and or some other co-curricular activity. So it's important to understand that if you've done moots, then there's so many moots that happen in the country and around the world that someone else also would have done it. So it's
Right.
not really a USP for you.
Mm-hmm.
However, if it is a moot that you've done relatively well at, of course, feel free to highlight that as well. But invariably, for your co-curricular and extracurricular achievements, you are always given a column, right? So you don't need to push that into your application. Your application should reflect your personality, right? So if you've done a moot, don't focus on I have done a moot and I've done well.
Mm-hmm.
Focus more on what what does participating in that moot reflect on yourself. So how does it reflect your personality? That,
Right.
oh, I participated in a moot when I had my exams going on.
Mm-hmm.
And as a consequence of my moots, I had to miss one whole semester of exams.
Right.
And then eventually, when I had to write my exams, I had to write 9 exams together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and I did well at my moot and I did well in my academics. So what
Right.
this reflects about me is that I know prioritization, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you use moots not for the sake of the activity and reflecting your achievements in it, but showcasing that aspect of your personality that was developed as a consequence of participating in those activities. So that's
Right.
always a good technique of trying to reflect yourself on your answer in your answers.
Right.
So that's about it. I think those 3 basic points about having self-confidence, being unique, and reflecting your personality would invariably hold you in very good stead,
Right.
irrespective of whichever institution you come from. The recruiters never look at your institutions.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if they have past experience recruiting from those institutions, they know those universities. So you might have a slight advantage. But again, that does not in any way mean that someone from a different law school would not have the opportunity of getting
Mhm.
through. It just doesn't work